Hi all, welcome back to my channel Q Warrior, and here we only discuss the interview questions that are asked in the testing interviews. And if you are new to this channel, so it's very important to subscribe and also press the bell icon to get notification about this channel. And today we are going to see another important topic, and it's very important to watch this video till then. So let's begin. So today we are going to see management module in HPLM. So management module in HPLM help the user to organize and track releases and the cycles. So as per the hierarchy, first comes the releases. Under the releases you can have different cycles. A release has a definite start date and end date that correspond to a group of changes that will be deployed to the end user in that time interval. Okay, so release will have a definite timeline in which you have to complete the cycles that is falling under that particular release. Also, a cycle which falls within a release has a set of development and testing effort in order to achieve a common goal. So in HPLM we call it cycle, in Agile we call it sprint. Okay, so now ALM users can track the progress of the project in real time by analyzing the releases tree to ensure if it matches the release goal or not. Okay, we will see everything in details. It is just about the management module. We are just giving the introduction here. It also enables user to get a quick snapshot of the quality of that release, which displays the outstanding defect and defect opening rate. Okay, now you have seen this HPLM workflow earlier also. So today we are going to discuss about the release specification, where we generally define the scope of that particular release. Here in the requirement specification we create the requirements in HPLM. In the test planning phase we create the test cases in the HPLM. In test execution phase we pull the test cases into the test set in the test lab and execute those test cases. In defect tracking we raise the defect, we follow the defect life cycle, and then we close the defect. We also link the defect to the requirement. So I have already created videos on all these 4 topics. Now today we are seeing this release specification. Okay, now why do we need management of release and cycle in ALM? So in reality, when a product development happens, so there are various releases for a particular product, and each release is broken down into a number of cycles. So for example, if we got a particular release which have 3 or 4 cycles of development and testing for any application, whether it is a banking application, it is insurance application. Okay, and each release has also a predefined scope and milestone associated with it. When I am talking about scope, means for example, if we have decided that we will complete 3 or 4 functionality in a particular release within 2 or 3 cycles, so that becomes the scope and milestone for the development and testing. So for each cycle there is a specific number of requirement, and each requirement has a number of test cases associated with it. Upon executing the test cases, the defects are logged and mapped to the corresponding test cases. Now let's understand it with the help of a diagram. So you can see here, this is our final product. So in order to create this final product, we have created 2 different releases, release 1 and release 2. In release 1 we have already defined the scope for this testing 1, 2, 3, 4, and also the milestone has been defined for this particular release. This release we have divided it into 2 cycles, cycle 1 and cycle 2, and cycle 1 is having n number of requirements starting from 1, 2, 3 and n, and each requirement has test cases assigned to it or mapped to it. You can see here this requirement has 3 test cases, this requirement has 2 test cases, requirement 3 has 3 test cases, and also the defects are assigned to the or mapped to the test cases for the requirement for which we have done the testing. And while doing the testing for this requirement, we got this defect and we mapped it to this test case and also to this requirement. Similarly, with the requirement 3, we found 2 defects and mapped to the test case also to the requirement. Okay. Now the management tab. So this module will help you to create and manage releases and cycle. So the major functionality of this management tab is to create the releases and cycles, okay, which is the first step before proceeding to create any work item such as requirement. Before creating any requirement or a test set, so what first you require is that you require the release and the cycle. Then only you will be able to select the release and the cycle for that particular requirement, because the release and cycle are the mandatory fields. Without these two fields, you will not be able to raise defect or raise requirement in the HPLM. Also, it helps us to work with the project planning and tracking. So now we are going to see creating releases and creating cycle. Okay. So how to create a release? Creating release is the first step in ALM, and all other work items such as requirement, test cases and defects are traced based on the releases and cycle. So now you can see here in this table that this is the release name, okay, and it has start date and end date. So it is starting from 1st of Jan 2017 till 21 June 2017. Okay, release 2 we have it is from 1/7/2017 till 31/12/2017. Okay, so it is starting from July and it is ending on December. Okay, so for that particular release you should have the name for the release and also the start date and end date. You can get the start date and end date from the Scrum Master, okay, for creating the release name. Now the first step is that you have to go to the release tab under the management. Okay, now here you have to first create a folder. Okay, once you will click here and click on the release tab, you will see a screen something like this. Okay, here you can see how to create a folder. Here it is to create a release. Okay, this is to create a cycle. Now before creating a release, we can create a folder by clicking on a new folder name, so that what we can do, we can store or we can keep all the releases for that particular year or particular release into a specific folder. So you can see here that after clicking on the new folder, new release folder pop-up opened and we have given the name for the release as 2017. Now next step is to create new release. To create a new release, you have to click on the new release button. Once you will click on the new release button, you will see new release dialog box where you have to mention the release name, start date of the release, end date of the release, and also description about the release, but that is the optional field. Okay, now let me show you where you can find the new release button. So this is the new release button. After creating the folder, you have to select that particular folder and then click on the new release icon. Now after clicking on the new release icon, you will have to fill the name of the release. So whatever you are seeing in red, it is the mandatory fields. So you have to give the name for that release, the start date and end date. So for example, if you are not sure about the start date and end date, then also you can create the release. Then you can modify the date of that particular release after getting confirmation from your Scrum Master or product owner, okay, from the Scrum team. Now after entering the above details, release will be created and it will look something like this under your folder only. Okay, this is your release. Now another step is to create the cycle inside that, because as in the previous pictures or diagram we have seen that release has several. Release can have different cycles attached to it. Okay, now let's see. Once you have created the release and you are selecting the particular release, so you can see all the details for that particular release. So you can see the name of the release ID. Okay, as soon as you will create a release ID will be added to it. Okay, now let us understand the important tabs available under the releases tab. So once you will click here on the details tab, you will be able to see the name of the release ID. This release ID is of less use. This start date and end date is very important for a particular release, because you can't create cycles out of the date for which you have to keep the date under the start date and end date of the creation of the release. Okay, you can't keep any date that lie outside the date of the creation of the release. Okay, so select details tab to retrieve the information about that. Now attachment, to attach all the test artifacts like master test plan, your test execution summary report, that is the sign off report once you complete the testing. So all the test artifacts you can attach here that can be used during the QC audit. Okay, now status tab shows detail about the release regarding the overall progress of that release. When the release is created, that is fresh, without any work items such as requirement, test defect, nothing is created, then it will look something like this. You can see here I have clicked on the status tab. Now I am seeing that total days in release is 181, remaining days in release 181, because today is the day when I have created this release, so that's the reason it is showing as 181 days remaining. Also, this release is new and no test set folder is created inside the test lab. That's the reason you are seeing here total test instances for release 0, total test instances to run 0. Okay, now the status will be displayed as shown below when the user maps the work items such as requirement, test, defects against the release. So for example, you can see here, as soon as you will map everything here, you can see here total test instances for release, that is 40, and remaining test instances to run 1. Means you have mapped 40 test cases to this, and 39 test cases you have already run. Only 1 test case is remaining to run. You can see here the release completion, it is showing as 97%. You can see here that green color, it is showing as past coverage. This is the executed coverage, violet, and again this line, this is the assigned requirements. Okay, now how to create the cycle? In reality, each one of the releases is further broken down into the cycles you have seen in the diagram before. Let's understand how to create cycle in ALM. So for that, you have to select first the release. Under that, you have to click on the new cycle button. Once you will click on the new cycle button, it will ask you to give the name for a particular cycle and then the start and end date for a particular cycle. So as you remember, the release one was starting from 1/1 to 21/6. Okay, now here you can see it has started from 1/1/2017 to 31/3/2017, and it is from 1/4/2017 to 36/2017. Release 2, it's starting from 1/7 till 31st/12. You can't have the days before July, because the second release was started on 1st of July and it was ending on 31st December. So you can't have dates before or after the start and end date. Okay, now select the release under which you want to create the cycle and click on the new cycle button. Once you will click on the new cycle button, you will see the name of the cycle, start date, end date, description. It is an optional field. So these three are the mandatory fields which you have to fill while creating the cycle. So now Once you will click on the new cycle button, you will see the red fields. Red labels, these are the mandatory fields. So you can see release start date is 1/1/2007 and release end date is 6/30/2007. So you have to keep the start and end date of the cycle between these two dates. So you can see here it is between these two dates. If you will exceed or you will select the date which is outside this range, this will give you error and will not allow you to create the cycle. Now once you have created the cycle, user can access the same under the created release. So you can see here, first you have created a folder, then you have created two release. You can find two release here. Inside the release one, you have created cycle 1, cycle 2. You can also name it as sprint 1, sprint 2. Also for release 2, you have created two cycles. You can find all your cycles here. Now this cycle you can use it while creating the folder for test set into the test lab. So this will map all your test cases to the particular release and cycle. Also, while creating the requirement, you can select the same release and also the cycle that corresponds to that particular requirement. Now select a particular cycle to access detail of that cycle. So now what you have to do, you have to click a particular cycle for which you want to know the details. So these dates are very important, as for example if you want to check when it is release date. So as you can see the release start and end date, it is very clear that release of the product can happen anytime after 6:30. Okay. Also you can find the cycle start date and end date, that is 1/1/2007 to 3/31. So you have to complete all your testing, all your test case design, all your test case review and approval before the end date. Okay. Now let us understand that all other important tabs present under the cycle. User can attach any attachment under the attachment tab, and also the progress tab gives the status of that cycle under the selected release. The progress will be displayed as shown below when user created the cycle without any work items. So as you have created this cycle and you have not mapped any requests to it, so it will look something like this. It will not have any graph. Okay. Now the progress will be displayed as soon as you have mapped the requirement and test cases to this particular cycle. Now you can see here the total test cases for this particular cycle was 39 and you have no test cases to run. Means you have executed all the test cases. That's the reason it is showing as 100% completion. Required execution rate, that is 0.43. You can also see the graph. This is the past coverage, planned coverage, everything is 100%. Okay, that's all in this video, and we will see most interesting and important topics in the upcoming videos. Please subscribe to my channel, like the videos, and also comment down on the video if you have any queries. Thank you for watching.